Here we go. Here's a crappie. Come on, Mr. Crappie. There we go. I'll tell you what, just a great time of the year. Spring is here. These back bays, they've warmed up into the mid-50s. Typically about 51, 52 degrees, these crappies start to move in. What I'm doing is I'm just using a number 6 long shanked hook, tipping it with a crappie minnow, and set my rocket bobber up about 2 feet or so. Come on there, buddy. There's one for the bucket. Bad little crappie. Get him in the bucket. Nice little crappie. Let's see if we can get this live well opened up here. There you go. Now usually what happens is I typically look for these stained bodies of water early season like this. They tend to warm up a little quicker, and then I look for these bays on the north side of the lake. You know, what I'm kind of keying in on is any type of both old and new vegetation. What if I see like a log laying in the water, anything like that, that's going to hold these crappies. Early season, when they're first coming in, they're a little bit skittish. But as the water temperatures keep warming up, they'll really start to stack in, and that's when you can go right over to like a 64th ounce jig in a plastic instead of using live bait. But right now, they're just a little skittish yet. Let's see if we can pick up another one. I'm using these rocket bobbers. You know, the great thing about these bobbers are average casting distance is 30 to 40 yards, so I can cover a big area, whether I'm fishing from shore or boat. They're designed to lay flat. There's a crappie right there. Look at them go. They're designed to lay flat on the water. As soon as that fish inhales that minnow, this bobber is going to start to stand up. That's when I can set the hook. A nice little crappie. You know, these are early crappies. You know, they're not quite in here thick yet. These are a lot of these males. They're not the biggest crappies, but they're great eaters. Again, though, as the water warms up, there we go. As the water warms up, what's going to happen is these crappies are just going to stack in here, and then I'll just switch over to that jig in the plastic. Mr. Crappie, not a bad crappie. You know, one thing to remember is when you find spots like this, year after year, these fish are going to return, so just put them in the memory banks. It's just a great way to start the season. All right, let's see if we can get another one. You know, the key is I'll let that minnow sit a little bit and swim. Oh, there's a crappie right there. There he is. Oh, yeah. A lot of times if I don't get anything right away, what I'll do is I'll just pull that bait towards me, which will raise that bait up, and then let it drop down again. A lot of times when it's dropping, that crappie will grab it. It's a nice little crappie. Oh, that's a good crappie. I'll tell you what, springtime crappies, you can't beat it. Great time to go out and get a meal. Come on there, buddy. Oh yeah. Good little crappie. Remember, the keys are water temperatures, you know, low 50s, mid 50s, back bays, structure, stained water. You know, stained water, it warms up quicker. You eventually do the same thing on a clear lake, because once this is done, you go to those clear, deeper lakes, and those back bays will start warming up. So go out and give it a shot.